Last week, looking at the Psalms as our particular area of emphasis, the discussion centered on the role that Torah plays in the Psalms, and that is, it plays a major role, and it's something we don't really think about because we generally have this division of, we look at Torah as law, and the law, of course, not needed, and we have the New Covenant and all that, but really an understanding of Torah as instruction, which is a more accurate translation of the word, than law. I think that we can find its purpose not only in the Old Testament in general, and within our lives in general, but also in the Psalms in particular. And the Psalms are based on a firm foundation of Torah. If we look to see this from the very beginning in Psalm 1, happy or blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, in the path of sinners he does not stand, in the seat of scoffers he does not sit. For in the Torah of Yahweh is his delight, and on his Torah he meditates day and night. This is the very beginning of the Psalms, and it demonstrates this serves, as many scholars have pointed out, as an introduction to the Psalms. And the Psalms introduce themselves by saying, blessed is the man who, as opposed to being wicked and doing wicked, delights in the Torah of Yahweh. He will be like a tree planted by streams of water, which give its fruit in its time, and its leaves does not wither, and all which he does prospers. The Torah of Yahweh is something that is meditated upon day and night. The idea of meditating here, the word is kind of chanted, recited, but it is this idea that Torah plays the foundational role in the life of the person of God. And the Psalms, as a reflection of that, I mean, Psalms in a very real way, one of the probably combined with Song of Songs, the most human of the books, is a man's response to God. We see that is the foundation of that response is still based on Torah. We see it in Psalm 119, the longest psalm, the longest chapter, if we want to call it that, although it's not a chapter, but longest psalm in the whole book. It's all about the wonders of the Torah of Yahweh. So we have to understand that the psalmist he sees Torah as a centerpiece of his relationship with Yahweh, and it is on that Torah that he delights. Now, we want to step back and get away from the issue of Torah and move to the idea of the Psalms in general. I said, along with Song of Songs, as the most human of books, it is, in a very real way, man's response to Yahweh. And we find that there are different types of responses. With your contextualized application assignment, some of you were classifying the Psalms. The pastor track had to deal with the imprecatory Psalms, and it shows a real human response. And part of that human response is a high emotional anger, frustration. We find frustration in the Psalms. We find anger. We find joy. We find sorrow. We find hope. We find pleading. We find a wide range of emotions and responses in the Psalms, and I think it's an interesting lesson to us. Not only does it model for us the types of prayers and songs that we can sing and pray to God, but also it models for us how to respond to these emotions. That sometimes it is okay to be angry, sometimes it is okay to be sad, sometimes it is okay to be desperate, sometimes it is okay to be happy and joyful. And the Psalms show us that those wide range of emotions are okay, and give us a model for how we can rightfully express those in accordance with Torah. And it helps us understand our relationship with Yahweh that much better.